Hi, everyone. Thank you for hopping on Crypto Mom 2 Talk Show. I want to welcome everyone today. My name is Jacqui Cooper, and I'm excited to be here. I have a special guest today that I'll introduce in just a second. For those of you who are not familiar with Crypto Mom Talk Show, I'll just share a little bit about my background and how I got started. I started this journey in learning about blockchain, NFTs, and cryptocurrency a little bit over a year and a half ago. And I've taken a really deep dive and I've loved every minute of it. So the purpose of the show is really to journey my learning as well as to interview and talk with people around the world to show and highlight the creativity that is in this space. And I have been learning a lot about the NFT, the non-fungible tokens, and how they've been used both for art and music and commerce. And doing this exploration on different social media platforms, I've been meeting some really genius business people and artists who are creatively creating content and locations that can benefit everyone. And with that, I'm going to introduce my guest because I met Jerry on one of the social media platforms, and he is in a country that eventually I would love to visit, the Philippines. But he definitely has had a remarkable career, and he has done some things that are just blowing my mind every time I talk with him. So Jerry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Jackie.
So
And thank you for having me.
Yep. So for everyone who's on, if you're on the talk show, you definitely need to go over to the vodcast side of this, because we're going to be showing visuals today that I will describe so you can kind of get a sense as to what we're looking at. But I'm looking at your logo behind you, and it's so beautiful and creative with the 22 behind it. And I know we're going to be talking about the events that are going to be happening. And, you know, it's just, I'm really excited to be part of that. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the name of, because you have more than one project that you're working on, the name of the project that we're going to be talking about today. And also feel free to mention the website that people can go to who are listening. And if you don't have a paper and pen, don't worry, just visit back to Crypto Mom 2 and come to back to this episode. And all that information will be in the block below.
All right. Yeah, well, thanks, Jackie. Thank you again for having me on your show. The 22 came about because we met an artist, a young man who started rapping at the age of 10. And he won a contest, and he met Bow Wow, who was one of the sponsors of the contest, and got into the rap scene and has developed into quite a career, married, 5 children, a beautiful family. And his name is Issa, Issa. You can find him on Spotify and SoundCloud and on YouTube. Issa came to us and wanted to hold a virtual event. And we told him that that would be fine. And we created a virtual stage and developed a campaign for him. But in the course of developing the virtual component of it, I'd been following and got very interested in the NFT world. And so I partnered up with a company in Australia and developed an NFT hub that literally, actually, in all reality, just went officially live not more than 2 hours ago. So it's kind of cool. I mean,
congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've been testing it, and we had been working with that. The number 22 has followed Issa his whole life in a very unique and extraordinary ways. So even to the point when, you know, they finally settled on buying a house, the address was number 22. When he had kind of a catharsis in his life, sort of an epiphany about his career, he was 22. Then he created 22 chapters of 2-minute videos when he was 22 years old. and his birthday's on the 22nd. And so we decided to create a series of events that, quite frankly, we wanted to design an environment that would help the artists. Many artists want to delve into the NFT world of music. NFTs have become efficient not only as a distribution channel, but it also, to a large extent, protects the music or minimizes the piracy of music. But what's really cool is that it's the musician now, or the artist, enabling their fans to also monetize. So, and then the fans in turn monetize the artist instantly. So for instance, when an artist puts their music up on DistroKid or TuneCore, it's a full 90 to 120 days before they start seeing any money at all. And that's only a fraction of what is earned. So by the time they pay their record label and the management and the distributor, they're only earning a fraction of every dollar. But now you add in piracy, and it makes things worse. It really does. So the NFT world intrigued me. So what we're going to do with the 22 is we're going to group a selection of artists, and we're going to focus in on the rap hip hop genre for now. I had a lot of connections in that. Each artist is going to have their own space, and within that space, they'll have a gallery where you can look at their NFT offerings. Now, remarkably, 48 hours ago, we signed a contract with HW Management in California, and HW works with the legendary Rappin 4-Tay, sorry. And Rappin 4-Tay grew up with Tupac Shakur. And there's going to be some, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, but there's going to be some extraordinary opportunities to collect some very rare content on NFT. So what we realized was that artists that want to get into the arena but don't have marketing budgets are finding it very difficult, right? OpenSea is now a massive ocean of billions or maybe millions of digital artists and musicians and authors and Lord knows what. So Inflow NFT will be an invitation only. It'll be a curated platform. Anybody's allowed to apply and to give us a little bit of insight into what they want to create in the art world, but it will be curated by a group of us. A music producer, Keith Martin. There'll be singer-songwriters. There'll be a bass player, a young lady. She's only 24, who got so excited about the project that she just joined the company. We just hired her. So we had hoped that the hive mentality of adding virtual spaces, holding a concert on the 22nd, featuring one artist live, and then stacking a series of artists pre-recorded, would give the smaller artists that leg up, right? Because his music is being looked at and seen alongside of legendary artists with, some of these people, wow, they have 1.4 billion streams on YouTube and subscriptions. So in October, on the 22nd, we'll feature a new live artist, but the old artist will be accessible. And the other cool thing that I realized was that being an expat, right? I used to live in California. I grew up as a California boy. Now living in Asia for 18 years and having worked from the Middle East now to India, Dubai, just all over the place, Singapore and all, that as Americans, we tend to be a little bit introverted. I don't think that's the right word, but we don't tend to be as global as we can be. And what's really cool is that as we started talking to people, artists from Tanzania, Tanzania, I think is how you pronounce it, Uganda, Kampala, Uganda, they have this really great music communities.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and not only did they have great music communities, but they have 1.5 billion followers as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, the space and everything that you're talking about is phenomenal. I know that you and I've talked, and the Crypto Mom 2 talk show is going to be on OpenSea. That's going to be available in NFTs along with the other platforms, including our ongoing talks and features about the artists. In fact, some of the artists might end up being showcased as well. But I really want you, because it's all about the visual, I really want you to show us now this magical space, because for me, when I saw it, it was like all I could think of was wow. So are you able to share screen and show what this virtual 360-degree world
Yes,
is?
yes, we're going to just take a second here. What I'm going to do is get the proper link because we are still migrating.
Yeah.
Please put the entire link. And we're going to visit first the hub
Okay.
because I think it's quite unique. And I'm going to share screen now. So when you go to influnft.io, you'll see the countdown clock here. We got 26 days left. And this is the splash landing site for the marketplace. We opted for a website on the front end because we want to talk about artists and we want to talk about how we can help. And the other fact, the other package that we offer that you and I have touched on is a complete package of artist website, artist social media management, and at incredibly low prices to help these artists not only get off the ground, but many artists really took a beating during the pandemic. And in many parts of the world, we're still shut down. Here in the Philippines, everything's closed. Casinos, hotels, bars cannot have live music. So we really got to kick off this video, guys. So I just hope you enjoy that. But there's just a little bit of slapstick there.
I just love the visual of for those that are not looking at the visual, there's this older woman who's kind of flipping a record around, and she has like this old fashioned, well, it's kind of like there's a lot of memorabilia back there, from a
Yeah.
telephone to an old clock, so it's like, it's very, very funny. The comedy here is very funny.
And we love her outfit with the bling, with the big gold chain.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely, I don't know if it's the 60s or 70s, but it definitely is the
It's
color.
It's a lot of fun. One of
Yeah.
my staffers found that users and fans can come to the influnft.io and sign up. We're going to be dropping potentially up to 1,000 free NFTs that'll have little tidbits of collectibles inside of it that will kind of memorialize our first ever 22 concert. We're going to be looking at pre-releasing singles, EPs, and full albums. The virtual reality showrooms and galleries, we think is kind of a game changer because it's like a website.
Yeah.
But you get to move it and you get to jump from room to room. So when you come to the virtual concert, you will be able to explore. There's no passive experience here. It's a dynamic experience and you get to engage. One of the things that we're very proud of is that we have no gas fees. And when we say low gas fees, some clients may ask us to mint 1 million NFTs. Tory Lanez dropped 1 million NFTs and became a platinum, album in less than a minute. Yeah. So there would be some costs there, but for the average user, there will be absolutely no fees.
So let's let me pause you for a quick second,
Sure.
because there might be individuals who are not aware on how this works. So when you explain gas fees, but also the fact that someone was able to create an NFT and then became such a success. For those that might not know, you can put an audio into a non-fungible token. You can put a visual into a non-fungible token. You can put movies into non-fungible tokens, and then those tokens can be exchanged or moved to other people. So that's that, you know, when you hear that an artist is putting their songs into an NFT, that's, and then their fans, you know, obtain the NFTs, you can say how many copies you would like to have made of this NFT or minted. So anything else you want to add on that section?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, the way our platform works is that the buyer of the NFT would get like the title track on the NFT and would get maybe a unique album art that will never be released again. So artists can put their toe in the water, you know, with ease, because let's say, you know, they're a little nervous about their popularity. So we can mint a series. Edition 1 might be only 100 albums, and they mark the album art as edition 1, right? First one of 100. Well, that has some high value. Now, you know, some artists have sold an album for $1, others have sold it for up to $10. You know, one of the artists that we hope to be featuring, it sells his CD still online for $10, right? Then they get a link that they would have to verify using an email address to download the rest of the album. So in and of itself, the distribution of their music using an NFT creates a collectible value, So theoretically, some people may ask, well, why would I want to collect that song if I can get it on Spotify? Well, you would, because the song is locked on an NFT and it has intrinsic value as a series, and it has content that may be completely unique or scarce or rare, completely rare. And that's what I mean. You know, again, I'm itching to tell you all what you're going to be able to buy at the event on the 22nd, but I guarantee this much: there's going to be some very interesting collectibles and content, video clips, songs that you're not going to find. So what we've been advising our artists to consider is to do a pre-release on NFT till it's exhausted, right? Some artists may only sell, let's say, 500 albums on an NFT, but that money comes immediately into the artist's bank account, immediately. And if we're not involved in the production or the creatives, the artist can keep as much as 95.3% of the income. Well, that's unheard of in today's distribution world, right? And artists sometimes say, hey, Jerry, can you build my website, build this, build our virtual space, do our social media? Then we negotiate for a higher percentage. But at the end of the day, the artist has never seen this kind of income per dollar in any traditional distribution channel. It's just unheard of. Yeah,
It definitely is an amazing vehicle. It gives a lot of freedom to artists, and as you said, a lot of return monetarily that they, and control that they didn't have before.
Yeah, and it helps them to offset. A lot of people don't realize it's very expensive to produce a good music video. Yeah, it's very expensive. You have, you know, film crews, catering, locations, permits, etc. So it helps them to offset some of those costs. The production of an album for some artists can take a year, 2 years. Other artists can, you know, they're prolific. They can produce 10 albums, you know, a year, but there are still costs. And so the NFT delivers that opportunity to, you know, help them make a return quickly. Now, the fan may be sitting on a $2 NFT that they bought and it went viral, and suddenly that $2 NFT is worth $750. So let's say the fan decides to sell it, and now the artist gets another cut of the royalty. They still get a trickle income on all sales that follow. And the NFT records the ledger so that there's no monkey business. The money goes directly to the artist. We don't touch their money. And that's a very, very great benefit, right? Because I mean, if you Google a little bit, there are horror stories about artists that were, you know, for lack of a better term, were just robbed. There was money mismanagement on behalf of accountants or on behalf of talent agencies, et cetera. And you know, this removes all of that. It really does give the artist control. After the NFT, what we call pre-distribution phase, exhausts itself and the sales start to drop, fundamentally then it allows the artist to then go to traditional distribution.
So why don't you go ahead and continue on down
right.
the visual,
Yeah.
because I know I interrupted your thought because I wanted to make sure that anyone who was
Sure.
not familiar knew at least the logistics.
Yeah. Now, one of the cool things that we have is that you can create an NFT gift for a loved one for a
That's
birthday.
awesome.
Yeah, we can do NFT concert tickets. We can do NFT pictures. Now we're in talks right now with a big company to do NFT shout outs by artists and celebrities. So let's say that you want a shout out from Snoop Dogg. Well, you can go to Cameo and you can pay whatever fee, but you can now do a shout out. And let's say Snoop Dogg does just this fantastic shout out. And again, it goes viral. That in and of itself has a collectible intrinsic value, and the NFT guarantees that you are the owner of the authentic original copy. You know, the other day somebody said, you know, I just don't get it. I can own a Mona Lisa by simply downloading the picture from Google. And I said, no, that's a picture of the Mona Lisa. Very different to own the Mona Lisa, right? So, and then we are developing our rewards program where artists can drop. And, you know, again, this is where there may be nominal fees. Now, as you know, on Ethereum, sometimes the blockchain gets quite full, and to mint one NFT can cost quite a bit of money. But normally it's about $20 to $40 roughly, right? It fluctuates. Whereas, think of this, somebody's going to get married and it's going to cost them 25 cents per invitation to print, right? We can have our visual artists recreate the invitation and we would charge them 5 cents to mint the invitation. And they could send out NFT invites. Really cool. It could have a video of the couple, you know, wishing everybody well and hoping that they are able to make it to their wedding, etc. Now, get this also. I mean, this is going to evolve. One of the first virtual events that we did was a wedding. That young man eventually became one of our investors in the project. And so imagine an NFT wedding invitation, and then the wedding is held in a virtual space in parallel. In other words, what we call a hybrid event in parallel with the actual wedding. Friends and family were able to watch Evans and Jesse's wedding. 753 guests checked in from 17 different countries. It was awesome. It was awesome. And we used three cell phones. So people were able to watch the wedding from different angles as well.
That is, I mean, the technology is amazing.
Yeah.
A question that popped into my mind, again, thinking, you know, about for people who might not be familiar with NFTs. If I go to your site or to wherever the NFTs are located, can I immediately see the content of the NFTs, or do I need to buy them in order to actually enjoy the song? Or
yeah, that's a very good question. The NFT content is locked. It is locked, and so you will not be able to see it. That's why NFT collectors typically are buying from what do you call it? A known person, a known celebrity, a known artist. So the hub is so full. I mean, so new that it has only one artist right now. and his name is Issa, and this will be the live artist that'll be performing on the 22nd. So we've run a couple of tests, and you'll be able to see on my wallet some tests. This is Keith Martin. NFTs can be double-sided, but this is nowhere near the quality of what you're going to see next. You'll be seeing three-dimensional art that'll look just absolutely spectacular. And you might see, for instance, with Keith, you may get a free hour of mixing and mastering with Keith on Zoom. So the creativity that you can bring to the value of the NFT is unlimited.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so we often hear about, you know, on game shows, how they, you know, will offer different, you know, posts, like you said, you know, the Zoom time and things like that. And this is actually where someone can go and then just claim it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that we are yet to even come close to experiencing the potential of creativity here, right? So Keith's thought was, well, wait a minute, he has produced music for movies, you know, the Bad Boys. He's also a singer. So he said, hey, you know, why don't I offer an album, and then to a lucky winner, so maybe I'll do only one of 5. It will come with a 1 hour, 2 hour session for me to review your, you know, your music and mix and master. Well, that's fantastic. I mean, that value alone is already worth, you know, $200, $300, $400 per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So anything is possible. You can give your NFT away. You can ask to receive one. So as we do the airdrop for the free ones, you'll be able to request an airdrop and then receive it to your wallet. This is Daryl Kravitz. Daryl Kravitz is, I mean, I don't even know where to start with Daryl. He created Scooby-Doo episodes for DC Comics, both graphically, and he did the writing. He's a musician. He's a prolific painter, and he's a sculptor. So during the event, he will have an entire art gallery, just an entire art gallery. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool. So he'll be offering his music with art. Then you can buy the physical art, the NFT art, and the album. I mean, really some unique combinations. And the hive concept of what we're going to do here is super exciting. Super, super exciting. Sadly, Jacqui, I just have to be straight up with you on this. Sky Cloud Cities right now is offline.
Okay, that's fine. So that just means everyone who's listening, we're going to be doing a follow-up episode to show you what the Sky Cloud looks like, because there is, you know, so much content, and the virtual reality showrooms, there's so much things that are going on here. You know, it's really hard to condense into one show. So you know, the fact that we that it's offline at the moment is okay, because what we want everyone to know is to hop on, follow, become part of the 22nd Music and NFT experience. You know, as we talked about, there are going to be virtual NFT galleries. Every month, there's going to be something new and different that's going to be happening. So you definitely want to sign up so you can follow who are the artists that are coming on board, and, you know, what collectibles you can, you know, have a chance to grab and add to your portfolio. I mean, for those that are not familiar with NFTs, think about it if you ever collected baseball cards, or, you know, dolls, or anything, you know, when you were a kid. This is the adult way to collect. So even though you can be a young adult as well, because I know that you know, every age is getting involved on the blockchain, but definitely go to this hub, and the content, the link will be below. Jerry, why don't you go ahead and mention again where they can go to sign up so they can get online and be a part of this phenomenal experience.
You bet. Yeah, the website is called influnft.io. That's like influence. So it's INFLUE And again, anybody who signs up will get a 1 hour advance notice for the free 1,000 airdrops. So that's what it's going to be. And that airdrop, I'll give you a little hint. Not only will it have the concert ticket, but it will have a password to special areas that other attendees are not going to be able to access.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in those special rooms, they're going to be able to download swag, a lot of digital gifts and swag. It's going to be pretty cool.
I love the idea of like this treasure hunt. Everyone definitely like and subscribe to the Crypto Mom 2. Definitely go on and subscribe to the hub so that way you can be part of the monthly experience, because it is going to be phenomenal from all over the world. I mean, I know that I'll be sharing this, and I'm excited to be a part of this as well. So any last minute thoughts that you have, Jerry? I know this is the first of many episodes that we're going to be hopping on to talk about all the different artists and opportunities that will be happening for everyone.
Yeah, I think quite frankly, I'm almost happy that we focused first on the NFT and on the artist. One of the legacies that I hope to leave with this project is that we were able to get artists back into production, that we were helping them to finance their projects. And by the way, we're not charging the artists for their virtual space. And we're giving each artist a bundle of free NFTs to help them earn a little money to get them back on the market. We need music, we need art. It's the one thing that this pandemic has slaughtered. And I'm really hoping that that legacy is something that we leave behind.
I agree with you. I totally agree. Thank you so much for being on. Everyone, we're going to have another episode because I need to show you this virtual space. It is just so much fun to explore. I mean, if you've ever built anything in the brick and mortar world and you want to explore it now in the virtual world, this is the place to be. So thank you so much, Jerry, for being on. I will talk to you soon.
You bet, Jackie. Thank you for the invitation. Take care.